high souls, you know, they asked, what do you think missing in the educational system? And he said, actually you can be good in mathematics, you can be good in language, you can be good in so many fields and walk of life, but if you don't know how to make friends, you might end up very lonely. So it should be maybe a new kind of, you know, what is called line or a branch in the school system, how to make friends, because that you will need the whole life through. And you know, then you will stop black and white, up and down, all this old crash. You know, we are global beings now. We are moving into global society, and soon we will move into universal. Also, what comes tomorrow, you might laugh today, but tomorrow you might not laugh, because tomorrow you have to handle it. And the young people is you. And then you will see and understand things that today are like. But today what we see is when we are here, you know, grounded on the planet, without talking about all these things that might also be around in a deeper sense, we can see a lot of discrimination between people. We can see somebody believe they are the chosen people. We can see all the religions have the same shit, us and them. But actually the spiritual side doesn't have that differences. It is only one. And like all these big giants, when they show the real nature, for example, you can read in Bhagavad Gita about Arjuna. Krishna showed Arjuna his true nature. And the true nature was not another form, it was oneness. So when you get into the ecstatic, deepest healing energy, or beyond energy, that actually you have the capacity to affirm with your mental power. Tell yourself that I am consciousness, I am love, I am able to help, I am not alone, I can phone to this, I can phone to that, and we become a big flow, big more and more, you can say, opposition to the ruling class. And that's so important, because if the ruling class doesn't meet any opposition, the nature, I don't know how long the nature can carry us humans, and we are not that important. We have been giving a gift to live here, to take care of our younger brothers and sisters, animals, to take care of each other as humans, of course, and to take care of our brothers and sisters, the animals, smaller part of us, and even the plants and trees and the whole ecosystem. And we mess with that because we are greedy. We look at animals as something we can eat. We look at everything as something we can use, cut down, make everything out of it. It's craziness. It's like the nature say, if you don't stop now, sorry, it will rain more, it will be hotter, it will be big, heavy things in the time of reforms. And we could have done it a little bit more softer for ourselves with awareness. But as long as the awareness is focusing on greed, then we cannot handle, we cannot reach to a deeper love dimension. And today it's enormous important with light centers, with places that people can come and show and be able to get inspired, not for violence necessary, because violence leads to violence, but for awareness, consciousness, to raise the awareness and to feel that they are actually important. Because what the society tell you is that you are, if you cannot follow the rules and you feel like I don't want to join them or anything like it, they say, who are you? What are you now? And then to come to people, networks that tell you that you have something to contribute, to give, to feel that you can live a rich life, even though you don't want to somehow just follow the mainstream and you know, become like just a kind of frame of what is Norwegian, what is nice to be in Goa, what is nice to be in Rishikesh, wherever you can travel. The main thing is that you become you, and that you become strong, and that you can get contact with a network like they are trying to build up that can really help a positive, loving flow on this planet. Because we need it, animals need it, plants need it. It's obvious, everybody see it. But then a big question comes, how? And I think it's so important that people can discuss, have different opinions, come together, you know, and discuss instead of saying that, well, you have another opinion, so sorry, goodbye, you know. Instead, get everything on the table. Start to get the colors colorful, as long as it somehow benefits all, because no one is less, no one is more. And this all caste shit, all this appetite, all this rich and poor, all these subtle differences, all these religions that say the rest go to hell and all these things, it doesn't fit anymore to the need of the world, you know, where we need to think globally, we need to think one, you know, and even higher, but that I don't want to talk about because it might be too matured for you and too dangerous to tell, because if I tell certain thing here, they will think, you will think I'm not. But if I would tell something similar in the Middle East or in some places where they are more bound by their culture, tradition, I might be stoned. So we don't know what we have, the potential and possibility we have here in these places. They might watch you, they might make trouble for you, and they might do crazy things with you, but there are more, it costs much more than it would cost in a place where things are more totalitarian. So we have somehow kind of opportunity to speak out. Don't be afraid, because the more people you become, you know, the more you can speak out. And then you have to be ready for one thing. The old skeleton, the old things that doesn't work, will make a lot of noise. It's like they will make a lot of things, you know, and you will see so many crazy things on this planet. And you saw in many countries, like in Syria, for example, people were very angry because they didn't have food, they didn't have education, and then now it's turned over to something. And the government was so mad, and they started a very violent movement. And what happened then? Also violent forces that are tired of the West, that somehow are, well, it's like Indians and Indians and cowboys somehow. But the problem is that for me, is like with the point of view of women that are so backward, it doesn't give the full sympathy, but I can understand why it's a campaign against all these elites that have the tank, or that the oil is tapped by the West, you know, like Saudi Arabia and all these things. Then the US doesn't talk about democracy. They just go ahead, you know. Even there is more difficult for the women. They cannot drive cars, they cannot do anything. But since the oil is given to US, they're not so interested in making some kind of democratic movement. Only in the places that they have some underlying benefit from, they can try to make changes. So we are all into some kind of traps, all things, you know, and to believe that you can do something with your voice, that helps a lot. And I would advise, you know, that there are reforms in political, socioeconomic side, you know, progressive utilization theories and things like that comes up, you know, which is very important to make balance between us and them, us and the nature and all these things. You have neo-humanistic education that teach you can say the children more than that humans are free to take everything from the nature without second thought. They are learned to love animals, to love plants, you know. And you have reforms in all walks of life. And the same is for artists. It's really a renaissance of artists and writers. It's a big flow in this planet now with many, many musicians, many painters, many poems, many writers that really feel that they want to use their energy for the change. And they want to use the energy for the people to look in and find their soul and find their inner, you can say, their inner stability, so they don't need to follow the trap or the business telling shopping, shopping, shopping. You have to go out in the shops, and you know, it makes a kind of not real need. It's artificial need to make this circle go around, and it makes you somehow a trap of the golden cow, you can say. It makes you into a trap instead of feeling that I have life. My God, I'm alive. What can be more valuable? I have clothes, I have food, I have so many things. I can use my intelligence, I can use my capacity with my heart, you know, to get even more close to my soul, more close to love, and feel this flow of healing energy, and to be aware of, for example, the pharmaceutical industry, which is the biggest industry in the world almost, spit out poisons so much, and some works, of course, some are very important, but most of it destroy. And to refine that, to find methods to get this out of the medicine section, to get it out of the business thing, to make it a real thing. And the same for every walk of life, you know. It's a very important step to get out of this and get into common sense. And if few people in this planet, so few, have so much, it's called then centralization of economy. If we all can have more power over our lives, more power over the economic situation of us, then we will feel more safe. But today, if a business person far away in US or something, big company, bank or whatever, get bankrupt, my God, we will all feel it. So sensitive, the whole thing, you know, and that, why can't we get it closer to us? All the decisions, and when we work in a factory or whatever, we should know that the factory is producing good things for human society, and we should be able to participate in some kind of, you know, feeling that I'm not a stranger here or something. And many people that work in big factories and things, they don't know hardly what they are doing. They don't know hardly what is produced. So it's like what is called, you feel like a stranger in the system. You go there like a zombie. Your life is like eat, look at television, and die. And that's a very poor life. Okay, you get children, beautiful for a while, then children move out, you know. They saw in the old days. Now it's a little bit changing somehow. They saw when the man went to work every day, you know, and he came home and he was eating. The woman was in the kitchen making the food and things, and made the clothes clean and things for the man, you know, and then served the food. And then the man, he had his whole life in the factory. And then when he went off the work, the life became meaningless. And he died. And the woman that had made food for him, made clothes clean for him, when he died, there was no one else to make food if the children was not moved out, and if they had not been offering something to do for the society, and they fired up the heart of these young people. They die. So it is a part of our nature, real true self. One aspect of our real true self is that we want to be we want to be needed. We want to do something. If nobody care for you, nobody care if you do something or not, and you feel I don't know what to do, or this, you know, you will die earlier maybe. But if you have a rich life, you might die while working and you don't care almost, because you are in fire. And this is a rich life, and everyone should be able to get this feeling that life is a gift and not a burden. And I can end with a song, if you like. You know, it's like I say, you know, that it doesn't matter what you believe in. Only love is love. Only love can love. So that's what we have to hunt for, to get more empathy, get more feeling. Then we can understand the theories. But if we have only theories and we don't have love, my God, it might be, even if it's the best theory, it might be turn over to be hell, you know. I was actually in Soviet in the old days, in Leningrad, today St. Petersburg. And they were like, I was in opposition to the Soviet, to the Communist Party, and we were playing songs, and I told one, because they were sitting around the table eating, and there was a priest, there was a Hare Krishna people, Buddhists, and so many different beliefs, you know. They were sitting and they were like, they were talking very respectful to each other, and I said, how come that you have so much respect for each other? And they told, you know, we thought that truth was a circle, and we all went for it. Then we found out, when we looked from another angle, it's a triangle or a square, you know. So it's like, then they understood that the truth has many shapes and forms according to where you are on the planet and what you are, you know, into. So this is more about the basic things. I will try to sing it. We want to climb the highest mountain, and hey you, who want to dive the deepest sea, and hey you, who cry out for more devotion. Hey you, who want to merge into the ocean. Oh, we know that only love is love. We know that only love can love. We know that only love is love. We know that only love can love. Oh yeah, only love can love. Oh yeah. And hey you, who say your prayers in a church, and hey you, who bow down in a mosque, and hey you, who sing your mantras in the temple, and hey you, who want the best for all mankind. Oh, we know that only love is love. We know know that only love is love. That only love is love. Na 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 Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam.
Thank you, Lasse. Beautiful.
So we tried as much as possible.
Yeah. And thank you so much for so inspiring and very informative words from Lasse today. And
go on.